Alright, this is going to be a short video on how to format and partition a disk. So I've connected my hard drive. It's a brand new one. Hasn't been used before. So we're going to go open up your folder explorer window. Right click on this PC, go to manage. And then click on disk management. You'll see here there's a disk attached. It's recognizing it as a brand new disk. If you're using this as a secondary drive, you want to use GPT, partition table. If this is going to be a boot drive, which you're probably not going to be formatting it this way anyway if it is, then you'd use MBR. You can still use MBR and run it in Windows just fine, but whenever you boot your machine next time, it might think that that's a boot drive, so I just use GPT. And you'll see here it's not initialized or anything. So let's say you had some data on it and you wanted to clean it off and start fresh. So we'll go here to the start menu and type CMD and run as administrator. Say yes. Now this is Windows 10, so it's the same in pretty much all Windows versions since at least 2000. So we're going to type in disk part. And then this is a disk partitioning utility in Windows, and then list disk. And we'll see here down the last item is disk 4, which we can replicate here and see that it's disk 4, online, 750 gigabytes. So our next step is going to be select disk 4, and then we're going to type in clean. This will erase any partitions on the disk, and I will show you that by initializing this disk and formatting it just as a new volume. And you can see here there's nothing in it. Create a new folder. Okay, now we're going to go back here, and this is as if you had a disk with data on it that you don't want to keep. So we'll go back here, list disk again. See the asterisk? We're still selected as disk 4, but we're going to select it again anyways. This doesn't permanently remove data. You can still get it recovered from a recovery utility, but it will destroy the partition table, so you won't be able to recognize it easily in Windows to recover your data. And then we're going to do our clean again. And you see this just switched back to not initialized, so this is sees it as a completely blank drive again. So let's reformat it. I'll show you that one more time. We're going to use GPT because it's a secondary disk. Then new simple volume. And we're going to take the default size, which is the full disk. And if you need to assign it a different drive letter, you can right here. You can mount it as a directory path somewhere inside of your C drive or your D drive or whatever you want to do, but that's not part of this video. NTFS is the default Windows partition file system. EXFAT is pretty good if you want to use it on a Mac and Windows going back and forth, but for this example we're going to use NTFS. Allocation size default is generally fine, but if you have a 4K disk you can select those options in here, or 512 disk. And then we're going to call this disk test, and then if you leave this selected it will format it cleanly, which doesn't rewrite all the data on the drive. But if you uncheck this and you go next and you format it, it will wipe everything on the drive, and it'll take a lot longer to complete, so we're not going to do that because this is a fresh drive. We've already erased it previously. And then this is file and folder compression. if this is going to be a disk that contains a lot of document files and stuff, and the access time isn't really important to you, speed isn't important, but storage is, you can enable this option and it will compress automatically the data that's in the drive. Generally, I don't use that, because you can set that on a folder individually. Alright, there you go, and it is formatted and ready for use. So you go to Explorer and it will pop up a new window here. Test. And there you go. Alright, that concludes this video. Thank you for watching.